Hello and welcome to the Animal and Plant Health Agency's Beyond Our Borders Garden here at the Royal Horticultural Society, Chelsea 2015. This year's garden demonstrates really exciting international collaborative work that will help protect the UK's plants and trees against future threats by pests and diseases. Working closely with the International Plant Sentinel network, this Defra-funded project identifies botanic gardens throughout the world that are home to some of the UK's native plants and trees growing alongside their indigenous flora. However, but more importantly for this particular project, the potential pests and diseases that could threaten those plants. The garden is divided into three main habitats that demonstrate some of the regions of the world that are represented in this particular project. We have an arid zone, we have an Australasian zone, and we have a tropical zone, all containing the native plants from that particular region. But standing amongst them is the iconic English oak tree, the Sentinel representative of the native plants and trees that are involved within this project. You might see amongst the garden lots of these coiled springs symbolise pests and diseases. They appear and they disappear throughout the garden, and where they cross the oceans, which are represented by the water features here, we have pulsating lights that demonstrate the movement and the advance of pests and diseases, either by natural spread or by the movement of infected plants. The sentinels throughout the world are closely monitored for new pests and diseases. They act as a kind of early warning system for the UK, highlighting us to potential new threats. The gardens are also monitored for pests and diseases that we're more aware of. And what we'll do is we'll gain intelligence about these diseases and about these pests so that we can better understand them and better manage the risks. As part of this year's show, we're encouraging visitors to be sentinels in this country, to be the additional eyes on top of our professional inspectorate and foresters to look out for new pests and diseases. So how can you go about doing this? Well, the first thing is to understand a little bit more about pests and diseases and about the threats and the symptoms that they cause on the plants. To understand a little bit about what's normal with plants, so then you can identify what is abnormal. There are a number of citizen science projects that you can also get involved with. One of which is the Open Air Laboratories, or OPAL project, which is a tree health project, really exciting project. And there's also the RHS themselves have a garden watch, a pest watch where you can look for pests in your own back garden.